Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds, and I'm here with Keith, co-star of my upcoming film, If, only in theaters May 17th. Do you want to tell people the big news? All right, I'll do it. Sign up now and you'll get unlimited for $15 a month and 6 months of Paramount Plus Essential Plan on us. MintMobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 equivalent to $15 per month. Unlimited over 40 gigabytes per month. Face lower speeds. Videos at 480p. Active Mint customers by 531.24 get 6 months of Paramount Plus Essential Plan. Auto renews after 6 months. Offer ends May 31st, 2024. Separate Paramount Plus registration required. Terms and conditions apply if rated PG.
Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast. All right, guys, welcome to another edition of the Patriot Angle Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Gardner. On to today's show. Guys, for those who have not seen the post yet on my social media, we have decided to scrap today's Twitch show, Unfiltered Wild Friday. That has been scrapped to next Friday. We will be resuming our Twitch audio show this Monday evening. So for my fans that follow me on Twitch, look for that episode, the live Twitch episode, this Monday evening. With that being said, guys, welcome to today's regular Patriot Angle Podcast Spotify show. Guys, I want to get into the basically this week's wrap-up of news. Some crazy headlines, some odd headlines, and some headlines that just kind of make you go, what? Yeah, it's one of those weeks, guys. As some of you know, we've been kind of dealing with the whole Ukraine-Russia thing, you know, rising gas prices at historic highs that seem to not slow down, right? It seems to be rising at like 20 to 30 cents a day in some metro areas of the country. So we're seeing that. We're seeing, you know, the Russia-Ukraine conflict. You know, we're seeing just so many things, guys, so many things. I want to get into the story with Delta. What's Delta doing, guys? Well, this coming out of first reporting out of the Atlanta Journal Constitution newspaper that Delta pilots plan to picket at airport over staff shortages, right? The issues that they've been facing. Well, I was reading this and I'm like, what? Check this out, guys. This is pilots literally trying to say that the carrier does not have enough buffer in its staffing to manage. Yeah. You know, I read this story here. We do have a sound clip here. I just wanted to plug in some sound effects to that. But we do have a sound clip to that, this story here. I'm going to plug right after I take my first break. But the pilots union at Delta Airlines say that the carrier does not have enough buffer in its staffing. Well, what do I mean by buffer? Well, what I mean by that is they don't manage well through storms and other disruptions, causing pilots to work fatiguingly schedules and more overtime. Meaning that the company just doesn't have enough muscle behind their issues when it comes to staffing. You know, the airline is counting on pilots to work extra flights on their days off. Yeah, the company is making some of their pilots come in on their days off just to have the schedule, you know, the flight schedule. to literally accommodate their customers. Now, members of the Airline Pilots Association plan, like I said, are planning to picket at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport inside Atlanta. Folks, this also happens to be Delta's main headquarters of the entire country. And they're planning to do this at the Delta check-in lobby this upcoming Thursday to raise public awareness of the staffing issue that they've been facing for nearly a year now, since this whole pandemic, however you want to say it, has been occurring, right? Basically, literally saying from one of the pilots, we're just concerned that if the company continues this way, the pilots are just not going to continue with the things the way they are. This is said by Jason Albrozi, the head of the Airline Pilots Association at Delta. Also quoting that at some point, pilots may not pick up that overtime anymore and extra flying. Also stating that the union says if the airline had a surplus of pilots, it could avoid excessive flight cancellations. And this is especially when it runs into Operation Snavis, or weather disruptions, as what they had call it. So, Delta's taking a huge hit. They're taking a huge hit with the staffing issues. As just about every major industry in this country is, since this plandemic, however you want to call it, has taken occurrence, right? During the busy holiday, from this past holiday of Thanksgiving and Christmas, travel period just last December and stretching into early January during the new year, a combination of factors, literally, folks, snowballed to cause thousands of flight cancellations for Delta and other carriers. And the factors were due to short staffing, weather storms, and a surge in COVID-19 cases. Pretty much that meant pilots, ping on that one. Pilots were out sick, literally on COVID leave or just some type of leave of absence. Stating here that the union wants Delta to refrain from adding flights back to its schedule as rapidly as it has. The spokesperson of Delta, Ambrosio, said that he thinks Delta should add flying back at more reasonable level to give our people a break. A break? Yeah. You're working them to death. You're overworking these people. Literally overworking them. I mean, also expected this year, its capacity will recover 90% of its pre-pandemic levels if demands hold. What? Oh my goodness. I'm telling you guys, this is let's just look at exactly what's going on with Delta here, and then I'm going to take a quick little break here. I will plug in a sound bit that's related to this topic, that Delta now has 13,420 pilots, which is fewer than it had before the pandemic. And this is said by the union. At one point, the airline had nearly 14,700 pilots. Folks, that's like a little less than, give or take, what, 1,400 less pilots that they have now than they had than they had pre-pandemic than they have now. My heart's out to Delta Airlines. I hope they can manage this whatever you want to call it, guys. I mean, it's terrible. It really is. where you're having staff shortages all over the freaking board, all over the board. Guys, I want to take a quick little break, and I want to plug in a little sound clip that's related to this. We'll be right back, guys, after these words. Don't go anywhere. I got to get a cup of coffee. My words are not even there. Be right back after these words. Patriot Unfiltered.
Six contract negotiations take a turn. Delta pilots were seen picketing at Hartsfield-Jackson International today. The pilots claim the airline is not properly staffed, causing them to work long flight hours and tiring schedules. The union representing the pilots say that about 200 off-duty pilots participated. 3 groups of pilots cycled through the morning in uniform, holding signs saying fatiguing schedules equals poor reliability.
Yeah, this was just yesterday, guys. They protested just yesterday. They plan on doing the same thing later in the week. They had said in a statement that just heard a sound clip here into today's show on the Patriot Angle podcast that Delta pilots now are fed up with staffing. They're fed up with overworking. They're fed up with just everything. I'm sure the wages. I'm sure it's a lot of different types of mixtures of things, guys. That in this protest, guys, about 200 off-duty pilots literally participated in this protest just yesterday at Hartsfield Atlanta International Airport in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, listen, guys, I'm going to comment here, and, if you feel that you want to get your comments here in the show, by all means, go ahead. This will be posted on my social media platforms, both Instagram at Patriot_Angle_Unfiltered, and also my my Facebook page, the Patriot Angle Podcast. So, get those comments in there. If you want to support your fellow pilots in this type of protest, by all means, get your comments and your concerns in there. I welcome it all, guys. But here's my comments here on this whole ordeal. To obtain financial freedom, one must be either a business owner, an investor, or both, or generating a passive income, particularly on a monthly basis. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that if you want financial freedom, you must be either one of those 4 things, right? You must be a business owner, an investor, or both, or generating a passive income, particularly on a monthly basis. You want financial freedom, guys? That's where you need to go, right? Does my heart go out to these pilots? Absolutely. They're working tirelessly through the night, through the days, through the months, through these shifts. These shifts. It's crazy of what's going on, literally. I mean, every job, literally, today, seems to be understaffed and working the hell out of their employees because some employees don't want to go to work. They complain. They think it's tiring work, and oh boy, I got to do a 9 to 5. Oh my God. Now, am I complaining? Am I yelling at these pilots? No. These pilots, folks, are the difference here. They are going to work. They're going in to cover for the lazy sons of bitches that don't want to work. Because of the economic crisis and the rate of unemployment, now is the best time to invest and make money. Do people not understand this? Do they have a clue? Are they more or less like, the lion from The Wizard of Oz? If I only had a brain. Right? I mean, seriously. Well, one Delta pilot literally, and this, you think that the staffing issues are rising in Delta? Oh boy, you should listen to some of these stories here. I'll plug in a couple more and then I'm going to get on to my next topic. That one Delta pilot literally kicked off an 18-year-old black cowboy from California who left D.C. from the People's Freedom Convoy. Luckily, JetBlue got him home. Oh boy! So there's controversy inside the airlines with politics, right? You know, with the whole, you know, fuck Joe Biden and Black Lives Matter and, you know, freedom this, freedom that. You know, some airlines don't like that. I guess the Delta pilot didn't like that. You know, why? Well, we'll plug more into this. I'm going to kind of side note some of the crisis happening in airlines today with staff shortages that we're covering right now, and then we're going to cover a little bit into the politics angle of the airlines. Where literally not only are they suffering staff shortages, but they're suffering from what I like to call it Trump derangement syndrome, where people are actually standing up for their freedom. Some liberal pilots and liberal staffies of these airline companies, they don't like that, folks. They don't like that one damn bit. They can't stand it. They're going kooky for Cocoa Puffs. Literally. Kooky for Cocoa Puffs. I'm telling you, folks. Telling you. But we'll be right back after these words, guys. I want to get one more break in, and then I promise no more breaks for the rest of the show. But you got to listen to this this staffee kicking this pilot off. Oh, it's crazy, guys. Literally crazy. I mean, it's nuts of just what's going on.
For a credit card due to poor credit? Download Self. It's a new way to build credit and get a credit card. Self helps you establish payment history while building toward your credit card security deposit. As you pay into your account, your payments are reported to all 3 credit bureaus while you work to become eligible for the card. And after a few months, you can gain access to your own Visa credit card. The best part is, you don't need a credit score to get started. Download the app today so you can build the credit you need to get the things you really want.
Patriot Unfiltered Raw.
What's going to happen? I just call Atlanta and speak to corporate security.
Okay.
And if you do come on the jet bridge, flip the shirt outside, in and out, right, so that word doesn't show, I will have to discipline the whole aircraft. No, I'm sorry about that, sir. It's just Delta policy. You cannot wear it. And they did advise me also you would be on the no-flying list. So you want to come out on the jet bridge and just flip the shirt and get everybody else to LA?
You have yet to show me something.
All right, it's a policy, and you can call, and we could go ahead and look it up online, right on the jet bridge, on the computer.
If it's online, just pull up your cell phone.
But that's not inconvenient.
No. You're making this inconvenient, because last time I checked, I live in the United States of America with the First Amendment, freedom of press, freedom of speech, and freedom of religion. Do I not? Ma'am, do I not? No, do I not? So I'm going to take it off, okay? So, I'm taking it off, okay? You guys forced me to wear my mask. I don't want to wear it. I can't wear my hoodie. It's off. I'm going to go sit down. You guys better not bug me for the rest of the day. Whatever you guys come up and say to me will be recorded. Will be recorded, and you guys will get sued.
So you want to come on the jet bridge and speak to me?
So I'm still getting kicked off the plane? So I'm still getting kicked off the plane.
Yeah, you're not wearing the mask.
I literally just took off my hoodie. If you ask me nicely, I will put back on my mask, which I was doing as you came back up here.
All right. Okay. As you can see that I'm relating the message to you what the captain says. He said he doesn't want you off the aircraft anymore.
Okay, so currently Delta Airlines is kicking me off for, I wore my mask the last time the whole flight.
So based on what my team has advised me, is that you were wearing this obscene shirt, which they asked you to remove, and you refused to remove it, as well as you weren't being compliant with your mask. And so
I took off my mask so I could take off my hoodie.
They have asked that you've been removed from the flight, which we have, because you refused to wear the mask, and you have on a hoodie that Delta does not permit you wearing.
Everybody getting this?
Can you believe this, folks? This is crazy.
And Michael is offended. Therefore, I can't fly home to my family tonight. Everybody get that? His name is Michael with JetBlue. I complied and switched my mask. And yet, because I wanted it on video that I was being asked to change a mask, he now wants me off the fucking plane.
Now, face coverings are federally mandated. Please ensure your face coverings over your nose and mouth at all times. Please still have the boarding.
I know. I was just okay. I'll wear that one. But
wearing like your face coverings, just let us know. We can rearrange another way of transportation for you to get to Tampa.
Excuse me. I'll wear this, but if she can give me a reason, like...
What happened to freedom of speech, pal?
Is there a reason, like...
Right?
It's offensive?
It can be to some people, so we're not gonna go back and forth. Just go ahead and put the blue one on, okay?
Okay, so my mask is offensive.
That's fine. Good.
I know. I was just asking a question. I'm not being complimentary. It's just...
So we're gonna put the blue one on, right?
Yes.
That's it?
Sure. Wow. This is not America anymore. This is not America anymore.
Yeah. Apparently it's not America anymore. Apparently, guys, before I comment on this, I was going to switch into other topics, but I'm going to stay on this whole airplane crisis mode here with the staff shortages and the politics, because this needs to be talked about. This, I absolutely agree with this passenger on this Delta flight that this is not America anymore. This is a third world hellhole. This is a man being kicked off, booted off Delta flights. Several different people, as you can hear in the clips. There was about like three different videos, guys, of different passengers being booted off Delta flights for expressing their freedom of speech, expressing their freedoms and liberties. Apparently, you are not allowed to express words, whether people agree with them or not. You are not allowed to express your own freedom of speech on T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, even masks. Yeah, this last sound clip I plugged in, the last part of this sound clip, where this gentleman was wearing a mask that was lighting up. Guys, if he made this, I do give him applaud for the creativity of this mask. It was lighting up where it said, fuck Joe Biden. That is great, right? But apparently on Delta, I'm sure other airlines too, but let's just say Delta, because Delta was the main airline in this scenario, where the flight attendant had asked this passenger, he has to remove the mask and put on a blue one, a blue sheep mask, right? That's what I call them. Because he has to comply with socialism in America. He has to comply with the socialist demands in America. Apparently, he cannot express his patriotic views and opinions by putting on a mask. He was wearing a mask, don't get me wrong, but the mask that he was wearing did not appease the radical left. They did not appease the liberal machine that was on the plane, the flight attendants, the pilots. They didn't like that because it said fuck Joe Biden on the mask. The other gentleman that was wearing a mask, he was wearing a mask, right? He had a sweatshirt that said fuck Joe Biden, and the flight attendant said it is offensive. Offensive? Oh, okay. So if he was wearing like a Black Lives Matter, would that be offensive too? Oh, I'm sure he would get the royal red treatment on that one, right? I mean, come on, folks. This is where our country is going. Not only with tyranny of forced masking on public transportation, whether it's trains, buses, or planes, or any such, right? You're being forced to wear a freaking muzzle over your face in order to travel. Literally. And this is how I think that it's all bullshit. Okay? You're in a plane with what, like 65, 70 people, if that, right? I never counted how many people fit in an average airliner today, but let's just say 65, 70 people, right? All right? You have to wear a freaking mask on your face, a muzzle. I call them a muzzle, right? The new socialist symbol of America. But yet, you go into a restaurant, don't have to wear a mask. You go into a stadium, don't have to wear a mask. This is where the hysteria sticks. With liberal nut jobs like these people that have to say, you got to put on a mask to slow the spread. Lady, I think or sir or ma'am, I think the spread has literally vanished. You know, it's gone by now. Because literally, if we can have stadiums with thousands of people without wearing masks and still people walking home or taking an Uber home or driving home or going to the hotel or wherever they're going, I think their health is going to be okay by tomorrow. Literally. I think y'all are just being neurotic at this point. Literally. Neurotic. Check more of this video out here. It's got like another, couple seconds here. But just literally.
I was told that I need to turn off my mask, okay? That says, let's go Brandon on it. And my shirt is fine, though. The mask is not. The shirt says the same thing as the mask. And I was told to turn it off by the flight attendant.
Terrible, isn't it, folks? Terrible. This is what our country has become. Literally. Literally, this is what our country has become. Remember, let's go back. Let's do a little comparison, right? Let's go back to the presidency of Donald Trump, right? Let's just do a comparison. Now, a lot of people are like, "Well, Mike, why are you putting this into the show?" Because I'm going to give you a comparison of what our country has become under this society of literally living. We're literally living in a totalitarian type of government, a socialist government. If you want to see what socialism was under Cuba, Venezuela, let's take that little walk down memory lane, shall we? During Trump, no one wearing a "fuck Trump" shirt had to deal with this. No one. No one. You can wear a "fuck Trump" t-shirt and you can literally stay on that plane, or you could stay on that bus, or you could stay on the train, or whatever means of transportation you were on, right? Yeah. You could walk down the street saying "fuck Donald Trump" and still be okay with it. Today, you walk down the street saying "fuck Joe Biden" or "let's go Brandon," they look at you. They ridicule you. Like this gentleman and these other type of other passengers were being ridiculed. Demanding that they remove the sweatshirt or the t-shirt or the hat or the lighted up mask. Demanding that they take these off. These are obscene gestures and offensive. Was it offensive for people saying "fuck Donald Trump"? No. They were applauding it. They were encouraging it. This is the society, the sick society we've been living in, folks. The derangement. This is the Trump derangement syndrome that is still alive and well in this country. And it's sick. It sickens me to my core to even see this. To listen to it, it's terrible. Terrible. Now, this is the threat that comes to the customers. that these airlines are absolutely abusing that no-fly list. Literally. They're going to put these passengers on a no-fly list for expressing their First Amendment rights, free speech. They're violating that, are they not? Now, just because somebody wears a fuck Joe Biden or fuck Biden or let's go Brandon or anything that relates to Joe Biden or his presidency, if they are not imposing a national threat, why can't they wear that t-shirt or that hat or that sweatshirt or those socks or whatever they're wearing? If they're not imposing a threat, you're literally going to go to extreme levels by putting them on a no-fly list? Are you kidding me? Is there something wrong with you? Hello, McFly, hello, right? Quoting Back to the Future there. I mean, seriously, it's a constant threat to these customers that have to deal with this neuroticness. It's deranged. This is Trump derangement syndrome that these liberals constantly live in every single day. Every single day. Here's the real morale of it all, folks. The truth from it all. It's not because it's not about health. It's not about health, folks. It's about compliance. It's about complying to their every needs. It's about control. They want control over people. It's not about health. Because if it was about health, you wouldn't have stadiums filled with thousands of people. You wouldn't have restaurants open. You wouldn't have this and that. These are small little liberal groups that want control over conservatism. We're seeing that everywhere. The liberal machine is alive, folks. They want control over conservatism. They want to rewrite American history. They want to literally control the conservative movement. Either control it or damn near kill it. They want to rewrite history. They want the Constitution literally dead in this country. Literally. That's what they want, folks. Miserable flight attendants and pilots bullying paying customers. Literally, that's what's going on. Let's go, Brandon, and respect for these awesome people who got kicked off the plane. I respect these passengers, these patriotic passengers that are standing up for their freedom of speech in this country. Applaud to you. Applaud to you. Because you, my friend, are fighting for this country. You're fighting for the free speech. You're fighting for the liberties and freedoms in this country. You are fighting for it all, and please continue to fight for it all. Because, my friend, you have a voice. Don't let your voice be silent. As once quoted by the great President Donald J. Trump, the silent majority will not be silent. The conservative movement will not perish. Remember those words? Like I always say on this show, I remember them like they were yesterday. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a heated show today, a quick show. But thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. And always, please remember the fight for your freedoms and your liberties, no matter where you are. If you're on a plane, a bus, a train, anywhere in the general public, remember, you still have a voice in this crazy America that we're living through. With that being said, guys, I'm going to close it off. Remember, guys, you can follow me everywhere on social media. Facebook, The Patriot Angle Podcast. Instagram, a lot of content on that. Patriot_Angle_Unfiltered. Please follow me and share my content because that's the only way this conservative movement stays alive. You can check me out on my podcast website, the official website of our podcast, patriotanglepodcast.com. Our official merchandise, patriotunfiltered.com. And also, too, guys, you can follow me on my new Twitch channel at U.S. Patriot Unfiltered. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in to our Spotify audio podcast. It's also streaming on Google and Apple. So hit that follow button to get all of our updated episodes as they launch on the platforms. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.